Okay. Hi, everyone. This is the AWS Karpenter Provider Triage meeting for any issues that are new, as well as reviewing issues that we have marked as needs information and just generally going through and either discussing or trying to assign out a little bit of work. So this is an issue from a few weeks ago. And if I remember correctly, they basically want to introduce a heuristic that adjusts the node disk size based on CPUs for the nodes. While they say that there were other providers, I believe, or not necessarily providers, but other offerings out there that will do this kind of heuristic. I've asked them for a proper RFC just to make sure that it's something that makes sense and has a bunch of considerations or other approaches that we might want to do. So I don't think that it actually needs triage anymore and is more appropriately just needs information. Okay. And then for this, duplicate node claim creation when using cover no cluster policy. It looks like Jagish is assigned to this. I think from internal discussions, she was looking into this. I don't know if she's in this meeting or not.
Yeah, I had assigned this to her just because she's done the investigation and had a pretty detailed summary of it. So if she can just put that here, I think we can at least I think it's probably best for her to track it.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't look like she's
Yeah,
responded yet.
I just assigned it to her over the weekend. I I saw it came in late last week. At least I saw it late last week.
Cool. Basically, do you remember the details of it? Because if I'm remembering correctly, it's basically that this cluster policy creates some sort of mutating mission web or mutating webhook, right? Or like an emission webhook that changes the tolerations. And so Carpenter's view of the pod changes.
Yeah, exactly. And then during that small period of time, Carpenter will think that this pod will not be scheduled to the node that it just launched, and it will launch a second node claim. And then after that point in time, or a second node claim that should at least tolerate it, or allow it to actually schedule the pod once the taints that were on the node or actually once the tolerations on the node no once on the taints on the node are no longer are then removed. Carpenter doesn't have like a concept of ephemeral taints, so if we see a taint on the nodes that we have launched, then we're like, okay, this pod will not be able to be scheduled. But then once the admission webhooks and other processes remove these taints and from the nodes, then these pods go ahead and schedule. After that point, Carpenter just does the consolidation. It's not like a problem per se, uh, but it does just it does increase costs and causes this kind of thrashing between provisioning and consolidation.
Right. So we'll over provision and then we'll just have an extra node and then we consolidate it. But it's still, yeah, it's not that great if two nodes are coming up. But
Um,
if I remember correctly, also the specific issue here was um, one of the taints would be like the unregistered no execute taint, right?
uh, unregistered. The Carpenter? No, it's not the Carpenter team. This would be
Not ready. It's like a
yeah,
Kubernetes. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
that team. The default taint. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. We can wait for Jigisha to get back to this and put her full investigation. Yeah, she had a rather in-depth look. So
Yeah.
cool. All right, so that's actually all of the needs triage. labels. So I think maybe it makes sense to go into the needs information labels next. See if anything has been updated, and then we can move it to needs investigation. Kind of as like a promotion process, I guess.
Yeah.
Does not consolidate on-demand nodes back to spot when capacity stabilizes. Looks like this is back as okay. This needs investigation. We're still assigning at this point.
Um, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's probably we may have to do that at a later time. I don't think everyone is here for us to be able to sign them out.
Yeah, I
People
agree. And
sign them off.
I
Yeah.
don't feel volunteering people is
Not
all that useful.
yeah, I do think bucketing them in the needs investigation is the right it's the right call at this point.
All right, this is also with us.
When was this issue open?
March 11th.
Okay.
So I'm curious what version they're on. 131. Okay. Well, we're not solving it here. Apparently there's linked order requests, right? Karpenter doesn't remove empty nodes. I have a feeling this is with although okay. Needs investigation from what I saw. Just because Jonathan asked a couple questions and they got back to us. We have yet to get back to them.
Yeah, I'm starting to get worried that this needs information is becoming a dumping ground. We kind of set it and forget it.
Mm-hmm. When they offer a discount greater than the savings plan, such as a minimum of 40% off. Yeah, we're asking about node overlay. I think this is fine to leave as is.
Yeah, I think so too.
If it
So
fails, it fails because we have. This, yeah, need information stale. Okay, we just need to get
This
back to them.
yeah, this one may seem like a valid feature, at least to potentially accept it. But I mean, I haven't read through the whole thing, but I think we just need a last bit of investigation there.
Yeah, I almost wonder if it's worth even just for that one asking to, I don't know if it is a PR change. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, if we just to be fair, if we just accept it, if we accept the triage, it doesn't. We're not binding ourselves to doing it.
right, right. Probably a decent enough way to indicate that we'll look at it.
Yeah,
Sure.
maybe put needs trash and help on it. I don't think there's any. Oh, yeah. If somebody would like to propose it officially of making maybe potentially doing an RFC or a PR or something.
I think it's a good enough first issue. I think it's just adding flags to the user data that we supply. High CPU usage after upgrading Karpenter. Changes for capacity reservations.
Am I assigned to this?
I think this is triage solved because
Oh,
it's
okay.
all with 1.4.
Okay, that's even better.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm just reading in silence and that I should be maybe going through
Do
this.
you do you happen to know what like is there like an Autobot that will close out triage solved issues?
I don't know what the timing is for triage solved. I don't know if it's faster than stale, but
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's fine either way if it stales out.
I think I should just close it.
Yeah, that's
Closing
fine also.
1.4, confirm lower CPU usage. Cool. Carpenter fails to schedule pod with pod affinity on Kate's IO host name.
Was this one from this week? I think I
Uh,
remember.
a month ago.
Oh, never mind.
What's the latest? think it just needs like a quick look since they posted their node pool.
Yeah.
I don't want to just like throw all these need owner.
Do you wanna remove the stale as well?
Yeah, updating it, but
Oh, right, okay.
not saying I thought it would. But I'll nope. That works. Okay, we talked about this one, issuing Carpenter node pools. Expire after values appearing in the annotation. Jason, that's the question. Okay. Sounds like we're just waiting for feedback.
Yeah, so needs information seems reasonable then.
Yep. We already talked about this. Proxy mode instead of IP table mode. I think stale is probably, it's not stale yet, but I think it's fine since Garvin and I both had questions. They haven't gotten back to us for. Needs information, sounds appropriate. Yours is the last comment, seems appropriate. Carpenter 032. Yep, seems appropriate. And one from Cameron. Needs info. Seems valid.
I mean, this one I'm actually kind of a little surprised about just because the feature already exists.
I think maybe if it does exist and Jason's recommendation does solve it, it might just be maybe a bit of a docs update. But
Or is that what he linked? Or if not, then yeah, we may just update it, call it a day.
for as cluster, I would like to query which nodes in the cluster are part of a capacity reservation without the console. Label the nodes. Carpenter adds capacity reservation ID label and capacity type label to reserved. Okay, so I think maybe there's just a, I don't know. I don't totally know where it would go in the docs if it's not there already.
Probably in the node class, because I think that's the only place that we really talk about it. Like the node class, the capacity selector term.
Yeah. All right. I'll mark the issue docs.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move to the next label, which I think needs investigation.
I mean, I don't think there's much we can do with needs investigation though. I think we probably just may need to talk to people offline. Because,
Yeah, as far as issue triage, I don't know if we have much more to do.
yeah, I think we may just need to. I think we're at the point where we just need to get the work done, burn everything down.
Yeah, this would be a rather short meeting, but I guess that's okay as well.
Yeah.
I think I'll make a post in Carpenter Dev and just say that, we had the triage meeting this morning. Thanks everyone that could make it. There's a lot that needs investigation. Um, just please go through and take a look, see if there's anything you want to pick up or not, and we can go from there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, maybe we could be doing things with priority, but I don't know. I think assigning priority is maybe after needs investigation to see what we're working with. And then we can know if it's something that we want to take in more quickly or something that we just want to be aware of. But yeah, all right, short meeting. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks.
Yep, you too. Thanks.